Now to the latest on President Trump deploying armed troops in American cities. They are on the streets in Washington, D.C. The president now threatening to send troops to Chicago.
Chicago's a killing field right now, and they don't acknowledge it. And they say, we don't need him, freedom, freedom. He's a dictator, he's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator.
The brave men and women who signed up to serve our country did not sign up to occupy American cities. This is costly, illegal, and unconstitutional.
Crime in Chicago has actually been on a steady decline for the last 4 years. The governor of Illinois says President Trump is not focused on crime. He just wants to sow chaos in cities and states that are run by Democrats. TMJ4's chief political reporter Charles Benson was at a news conference with the mayor of Chicago and the governor of Illinois a couple hours ago. Charles joins us live from Chicago.
Yeah, major pushback here from the governor as well as the mayor directly to the president saying, you're not needed, you're not wanted, we don't need the help that you are suggesting or threatening to do here. In fact, Governor Pritzker using the words that if there's any possibility of sending National Guard or activating the military to put them on the streets of Chicago, he said that would be unconstitutional and un-American. The governor saying that this is really a political motive, an attempt to politically intimidate blue cities and blue states, meaning Democratic governors and Democratic states. And what the governor is saying is, look, there's been no conversation. They haven't heard anything out of the White House, but their message is you're not needed, you're not wanted when it comes to sending the National Guard to Chicago. Here's what he said.
This is not about fighting crime. This is about Donald Trump searching for any justification to deploy the military in a blue city, in a blue state, to try and intimidate his political rivals.
Now the mayor here, Brandon Johnson, saying he believes that the city is making progress in reducing crime. Yes, the last couple of years, Chicago has seen a homicide rate in raw numbers as the third largest city, having the most homicides, but not as a percentage of the population, about 2.7 million people here in the city. In fact, the mayor saying when you look at three categories, homicides, robberies, and shootings, they're down 30 to 40% compared to last year. And he's saying the solution here is not the National Guard. He's saying the solution is things like housing or more federal resources. And if they want to have that conversation, the mayor and others saying they are willing to talk to the White House or leaders out of Washington about that. But they made it very clear that if President Trump takes any action here in the city, they will push back, they will take legal action. We're live in downtown Chicago. Charles Benson, TMJ4 News.